There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? There's money everywhere. There's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name.
Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You watching Casino is the Name, and you know on this channel we talk about how to get to the money. How to get to the money, you heard me? So we talked about real estate, we talked about trucking, we talked about hedge fund managers, we talked about being an accountant, we talked about a lot of different things. But one thing that we haven't talked about is government contracts. I know, and it's sad because there's some serious money at play here. Now, when I'm talking about serious money, I'm not talking about $100,000. I'm talking about millions. I ain't just talking about millions. I'm talking about billions of dollars. I'm talking about unlimited funds that are available through government contracts. Let me just give you an example. And I was just doing some research before this. See, I already know how to get a company registered with SAM and how to get your DUNS number. I know how to do all of those things that you need to do in order to get government contracts or to even bid on them and things like that. But I know it's a lot of you guys out there who have been asking me about government contracts. Do I know anything about government contracts? And yes, I do. But not a lot of people have actually put forth a lot of effort in actually finding out for themselves. And so I just figured that I would take it upon myself to kind of guide you in that direction, because it is not as many competitors in the government contracting sector. Most people are out here competing for business on the regular market. But with government contracts, you're competing with a very small, very select group of people for some major money. I'm gonna do a very small example with some big numbers, right? So we all know about natural disasters, right? So like, let's say Katrina. Katrina, I was just looking at this up right before this video. Katrina got $120 billion for federal aid. Now that's crazy numbers, right? But what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you and your best friend's small business? What does that mean, that $120 billion? And it doesn't mean very much, right? When you just hear those numbers, because clearly you couldn't get any part of that $120 billion. That $120 billion must go to some major company, right? That's what we would mostly think. But the government is set up so that the small company has to be able to benefit. It's designed so that big companies can't just swallow up all government contracts because they have the machinery or just because they know something about government contracts. 23%, that's right, 23% of all government contracts have to go to a small business. That's right. So Walmart cannot compete on at least 23% of that $120 billion. Microsoft, Hewlett Packard, you know, I'm just throwing out names of companies. The people who make semi-trucks, Mack truck, they cannot compete for some of those government contracts for at least 23%. That is a lot. That is a lot. And I was just pulling up some numbers. So 23% of 120 billion, see how much that is? That's $27.6 billion that have to go to a small business. And that is only for Katrina. Now, how many people actually know? I found this interesting because I heard this on a song from Jay-Z. He said most people never see 1% of a billion. You know, and most people think 1% of a billion must be $1 million, whatever like that. No, 1% of $1 billion is 10 million. The number is just so large that even 1% is just astronomical, right? So $27 billion, remember, $1 billion is 1,000 millions. So when you're looking at 27 billion, you're looking at 27,000 millions. That is how much, and that's just one natural disaster. That's not all of the other things the other hurricanes that hit Florida and fires in California. There is so much money at stake that it is not hard to get $1 million going the government contracting route. It is some of anything too that can be you can get a government contract for. I saw a government contract for shirts for a military unit. I think The bid was about, I think the winning bid was something around 20-something thousand, $27,000, $28,000 or something like that for printing up shirts. So if you have a t-shirt printing business, you could be bidding on contracts all over the nation or all over the world, because the federal government operates in almost every country in the world. So there's always something, but you have to know where to look. And now I know that might be part of the issue, but at least now you can say, well, maybe I need to focus on this. I don't care if you have a construction business. There are government contracts, $1 million construction contracts, $1 billion construction contracts that, well, maybe you may not get a $1 billion construction contract as a small business, but you can definitely get a couple million, 30, 40 million. So, you know, it's just so many things that are available, but nobody knows about them. Nobody talks about them, and they don't actually know the real numbers. So people say, oh yeah, you know, I'm looking at getting the government contracts. So I'm looking to get a grant. Do you guys even realize how much money is really at stake? Like, even if let's say you're not interested in it at all, right? You're just out here trying to figure things out, right? There's so much money that is available for government contracts, and they understand that you may not be necessarily in a certain business, right? Let's say there's a government contract out there. I'm just throw something out there. Now, I don't know if this is true, but let's just say there's something out there, and there's a government contract. There's this office building, and they need 100 computers. And they want to solicit those 100 computers from a small business. Now, they want Dell computers. So your job may just be that you coordinate with Dell and figure out how much they're going to charge you for the computers. Then you relay that information. You put your extra on it for acquiring those laptops. So let's say Dell is going to charge you $1,000 a laptop, and you turn around and you charge the government $1,300 a laptop. So maybe you just make $300 for every laptop, and you just give them 500 laptops or whatever number, they're 100 laptops, or whatever they're ordering. You can do that, and you can work that out. You basically are middlemaning. And there's a ton of things that you can do like that. Let's say that they need to get water delivered in Puerto Rico or something like that, and they need helicopters or something like that. Now, I'm not saying that any of these things are set in stone. I'm just giving you an example of opportunities or like ideas that could work. I don't know if they will work, but I know people who have done things like that where they just facilitated in between. I'm not going to go in there into specifics on what they did, but just as an example, they want to go through a small business to deliver 1 million gallons of water. And you may have to call a helicopter company and say, hey, how much does it cost for you to deliver pallets of water? And they'll give you a price per helicopter. You say, well, I might need 6 helicopters. I might need 10 helicopters to deliver that much water. So you negotiate that with them, find out how much they cost. Then you find out how much 1 million gallons of water will cost you, specific to how the government wants them. Maybe they want them in all like 16-ounce fluid bottles, or maybe they just want a huge jug. So you facilitate that. You call the water manufacturer or whoever has that much water. You find out how much that is. You put those prices together. Then you say, okay, well, let's say for that much water, it's I'm just throwing a number out here. So let's say it's $100,000 or whatever. I don't know. But so now with moving the helicopters, it's going to be $15,000 a piece or whatever like that. And so you do that. You say, okay, I got 10 of those, so that's 150,000. So okay, you add that number together, and then you say, okay, you put your bid in with the government for maybe $100,000 more than that. Now you haven't moved at all, but you facilitated and you've done all of the in between, and it's still your contract. So you still need to make sure this gets taken care of, right? But you may be able to get to put together a contract, and if you win that bid, then you can get that money. You get everything delivered, you get your money from the government, you paid, everybody or whatever. The only difference is you may need business credit. Now, I will tell you this, if you can get a government contract locked in, lenders are more likely to loan you money because they can see that you have a real federal contract locked in. But first, you got to get it locked in. Figure out if you can get it done, get it locked in, then you can probably secure funding. You may have some kind of hard money situation, or you may get money loaned from a bank, but they are more inept to loan you the money because you have something locked in. Anyway, this is all just some quick overview of like the kind of money that's at stake. So you need to basically go get this money. You know what I'm saying? Go get this money. I'm not playing with you. Go get it right now. Like, get online, look up government contracting. Also, my sister, she happens to be a lawyer. She also happens to be a professional grant writer. She can definitely help you facilitate securing or setting your company up to start bidding on government contracts. I will leave a link to either her Instagram and her email address for her consulting firm, but she definitely can consult for you. She can write government contracts. She's a lawyer. She did contracting law for the military when she was in, and she'll be the perfect person to like go through. I would not, you know, I've done it for myself. I've like set up a company and stuff. I've done it for myself, but it's much easier working with her, and I'm not actually like trying to do that for people. But anyway, right now you're watching Casino is the Name. If you find any value in this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Matter of fact, make sure you hit the bell. Hit the bell. That's what it is. It's a bell. I think it's a bell. Looks kind of like a bell. Hit the bell. That way you'll know the next time I upload a video. I'm out.
There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name.